Okay guys, welcome to another guide. Sorry, I've been like a little bit busy around the corner and need to do a little bit more stuff around the World versus World and the different games, and also some guides in Czech, some guides in like English. And I finally get to my build that I was getting to asked a lot of. My actual stuff around the build, I was testing this build more than 2 or 3 months before I'm just giving it out, because it was like a little bit around some nerfs, around decent patches and so on. And actually after that I decided to move a little bit different way and try to get the build to the place where it should be. I know a lot of you will say, hey, Troubadour is great, it's top, it's still the primary support. It's not, to be honest. It's not, after so many nerfs. Depends if you're playing or NA or EU, Europe, or how do you want to call it, doesn't matter. It's about that troop, I'm actually saying that only this short way, it's getting pretty much nerfed, so it cannot be alone as the primary support anymore. You still need like Lumi or Firebrand plus this class and another healer or cleanser, depends on what you need. Actually, it's like that. Sorry for I'm speaking a little bit rusty on the terms of English, because I didn't speak for a while, so it's like a little bit out. So sorry for the English, but I hope you understand. And for every player and every English speaking like person here, sorry, my English is not perfect, so I hope you understand. And I take it as like another part and level how I can increase my language barriers, so I can speak a little bit more fluent and speak a little bit more faster in English. That's the first apology. And second, I know that some of you think that I will just make some kind of like, I don't know, leverage in the whole video that you see that this is the build. No, I'm just directly throw it up from the window. So that means I'm directly speaking what is coming from my mind and what I want to talk about. So we go through all the build and everything. I set it up. So this is the build that I'm actually playing. The build is set for that, what is actually missing in all squads, and because the meta is not melee anymore. Everybody that thinks that the meta is still melee, it's actually don't look and don't use their eyes. Every commander, every guild, every alliance that's playing in any board anywhere see that right now where the Antem's getting in, when the Evo's getting in, they got pretty long, yeah, I'm saying yards. I know it's only points in the game, but let's say yards, it's like 1,200 yards. Why you need to go on melee with them? You don't need, man. You don't need. You can create a lot of downies from the range, weaker your enemy and your enemy tag, and after you got like not 50 versus 50, but you got like, I don't know, 50 versus 30, you can push them with the melee, because you still need to play melee, yes, but you don't need to go heavy melee like it was. The meta is evolving like some kind of close mid-range right now, and after that, or you got more numbers, you can go W. But I think a lot of you see how we are playing, how every other commander is playing, and any other guilds and alliances playing. They're evolving around that play style, okay? So nothing is written to the stone, but actually the most bad thing or not the most bad thing, but the worst thing you can do is to play only melee if you're playing. I know there's a Havoc, there's a roaming, there's the clouding, there's the Zergs, small, big, whatever you're gonna call it, but you never want to play on melee anymore right now, or at this state, how the meta is right now. Because I see that it's still the 3 supports per squad, so that means you still have primarily, you need troop or any other class systems, the secondary, and after that any healer or cleanser in the squad, okay? So that means you got 3 supports and 2 DPSs to them to pair it in the sub squad. One important stuff, what I actually think the Troubadour can do more. So I was trying to evolve this build around that. You can do more, and actually this build is really nice to play if you want, and actually you are commanding or whatever, and you need from your Troubadour the Veil or anything else. It's really good build. It's actually destroying any other like Mesmer builds right now, because it still have everything that troop can offer, but it's adding strips. And I know that some of you are gonna say, hey, if I want to go strips, I'm going definitely Chronomancer. Yeah, you can go. The Chronomancer will strip a little bit more, but it not provide the same sustain and mitigation like the troop. This build has everything same, but adding on the top of the normal Troubadour the stuff you can only get more. And I know that maybe guys from Alliance, maybe my mates gonna say, hey man, you did not want or you didn't give this out. Some of them actually will say, man, don't give this build out because everybody knows how we are playing. Yeah, this is the build that we are playing right now, and this is why we're winning so much and doing so much tons of DPS and CCing in the terms of fights, because it's working. And it's the way how right now and how I think this build is right now the top build among the troop and among the Mesmas. Okay, let's go through the build. So enough talking, let's go straightly in. What do you need to do? You still playing full Ministerial, you have leadership there, or you can use any other room, whatever you want. Actually, leaderships work best for me because it's the boon duration, some stats, really good for me. On the terms of relic, I'm using the Ceres. If you want more sustain, you can go any other normal support runes, but the Ceres is like the best one. I will say you why after a while. And also you can use the Dweller. The Dweller is really good because it's actually helping you every time you popping the elite skill to give another CC inside of the terms, and the CC is 1.25 seconds, I think. 1.5 seconds, not quarter, 1.5 seconds, and it's on 3 targets. It's not 5, but it's still decent, so it's really good. Another rune you can use in the terms of these is actually plenty of them. You can still stay with the where I have it. You can still stay with the where I have it with the Febe, but I actually want from this build something different. I've got still my 2 supports there that's gonna help our sub squad, so I need to give something to the sub squad, but the rest of the stuff is on them. Healing, cleansing, more stability and stuff. I'm actually giving more and sometimes boons that I'm usually do, but it's like more fluent. It's for me like more stability keeping, more ages keeping, and helping with healing where the time needs. But otherwise I'm using, or other time I'm using the stuff I need and what I will talk about right now. So this is what you need. You're playing sword with the shield, and I'm using Deja with the focus. You can use scepter or whatever you want. Actually, you can stay with sword, whatever. Okay, as this weapon you can take whatever you want. What is important on your shield and on your focus, you need the sigil of absorption. Why? Because it's further increasing the strips you are providing and you are giving to enemy team, so you're removing more boons. Simple as that. You can talk about me that it's not working. Yeah, it's still working, it's still top. You can get more strips and stuff because it's taking the boons from the enemy. Okay, when you interrupt, you're gonna take the boons. Simple. So you're stripping. It's counting as the strips on everything, so it's still really good on the terms of how it's working. Okay, let's talk about the build first. First of the build, the troop as itself, it's really good on that. Everything is pretty far. The range is pretty far. Everything is really around you, so it's like radius 360. It's pretty large radius around you. And you see, you still provide decent stuff on the terms of that, so it's still working. So what's changed? You need to change the classic chaos for the domination. Why? The domination give you on your shattered skills that you're gonna remove 1 boon. And also, when you disable, it's not everything around the, yeah, you and your illusions deal increased strike damage to foes without boons, whatever, you are support. But most important is the second part of that. Disabling foe, remove boons from them. So that means every control, every pull, every CC, every daze, everything like that, remove the boons. This is why this build is so OP and literally destroying the enemy. If you got like 2 troops of these, actually you will be crazy on the numbers, and you like creating the downies like crazy. I know it because I was testing that for more than 2 months and it's working. One important like stuff you need to know: inspiration, it's swapped from the ego restoration to the warden's feedback. Why? Because you're using a lot of focus for the pulling on the walls and everywhere. It's really good to get also the reflect missiles. It's really good to have and have to go. The last part of this, I know a lot of you playing this because like Shattered Skill 4, grant boons and break allies of Bluestone. Yeah, if you really need your breakstones, take it. But otherwise, take this. Why? Because you're gonna also cleanse the condition from your allies when you're stripping, because every skill from your shatters, it's also removing boons from the 5 enemies, and also also removing boons from the enemy, from the 5 of them, and also cleansing the conditions from your allies, from the 5 of them. So it's actually you're stripping and you're still cleansing, and you don't need to think about it. It's still working. So that's good, and that's how it should be played. And this is why I think this build is really OP right now. I know that many guys say, hey man, this build is rubbish. No, try it and trust me. I think this build is illegal right now. Everybody should play it and try it, because after you play it one time, you will don't believe what is just happening there. In the troop line, you're gonna stay same like the same stuff that's normally in normal support build. No changes. One thing that you can swap is that you go inspiration for the chaos, because if you're playing chaos, and a lot of troops don't know that, don't know this, right? Or doesn't know this, or whatever you're gonna call it. I'm actually taking them. So many players don't know this, because they're just saying, hey, I'm gonna play whale, so I'm going like this and stay here. Yeah, you got more boons here, that's great, but you're playing on 3 supports. Okay, if the situation and if it's necessary, you can take it. But what happened here, if you go whale here on the skill bar, or anything that provides stealth, it's 2 seconds, right? If you take this, it's 3 seconds. And that's make a lot of difference in the fights. Like, I know some of you say 1 second, but try it. You're gonna stay a little bit more longer in the stealth, and that means you can go a little bit further from the enemy or inside of the enemy Zerg. Paired together with the Mimic, it's like 6 seconds. And that's different. Yeah, if you're playing Chronomancer, it's also different. But remember, we need to have same troop build that's provide same support, really decent amount of support, healing and everything. And on the top of that, you're stripping. So this is how it is. And Chronomancer, yeah, it outshine every other Mesmer's build in the terms of strips, but not in the terms of sustain and mitigation. That's why the Troubadour is the top, and still will be. So this is the option if you're playing whale build. But if you're playing classical stuff, you need to go like this, because you will need to have it for an additional stuff. And so, and I forgot one thing. If you got like, if you see these nodes here, that represent the similar stuff like the clone. So 3 clones, it's also healing. So it's still healing. So boon removing, cleansing and healing, plus the boons that you know. Simple as that. So really strong build, really strong build. And if you're going here on the end of that, the weapons, if you need a little bit more sustain on that, you can swap one weapon. I actually stay with the focus. Okay, I stay with the focus, but you can play sword focus, plus actually you can put the rifle back. Rifle is still really decent in the terms of, not decent, the top, I think, in the terms of sustain that it can provide. And I think also it's like really good to play the staff if you want right now, but it depends on your sub squad, on the experience of the players and so on. So it's like it is, but we go over the build and right now how it's working. So you're still using the mantras like you normally do. You're still using healing, stability mantra. You're still using the crescendo. You're still using the harmonious harp and stuff. But something is different. What is different? Right now, the different stuff is that everything that's ceasing the enemy, it's giving also the strips. Not only cleansing and healing, but also removing the boons from the enemy. So that means that if I'm popping this, it's like summoning the loon and removes the boons. If I'm using this, it's the center of me is the days, and also again remove the boons. This is not a stun, the drum, also remove the boons. And number 4 is actually your buff. It's healing, it's pulsing, it's giving the like distortion and so for you, but it's still doing the same, boons and condition cleanse. Simple. And crescendo is also still providing a lot of barrier and a lot of stuff around that, so that it's still working. What you can change here actually it's this. I'm actually pretty fan of null field because in the days where I was playing, this was the dope skill, one of the best skills in the game, and I think it's still. But it's really, I hope the Anet is watching this and saying, hey man, we need to reduce the cooldown from 45 to 30 seconds. Let's make the null field back on the 30 seconds, or not back, but fully give it 30-second cooldown. So it's gonna be like similar to the wells of the necromancer. It's gonna be top skill. But right now it's pretty large cooldown there, right? But it's really good. Why? Because you're creating the field, and I'm gonna show you a little bit later how I'm using the stuff and how it's actually working in the fight. Because it's removing the boons and cleansing the conditions everywhere where you put it. So in this circle, it's pulsing 3 times. With each pulse, remove 5 condition from your allies and 5 boons from your enemies. So it's actually making a really large field that's pulsing pretty quick and removing and helping your squad with every bomb and everything you want to use. The rest of the stuff, like the tail, is same. It's still the same, and the elite skill is the must. And this is why it's so OP, because the elite skill, it's still here. It's not like the Chronomancer's got the the strip, but it's the mitigation. This is working like 2-sided coins right now. So that means if I'm going melee and our commander is saying, I'm just going for the commander stuff, so you see it. Our commander say, we're gonna just fully go bomb with this, and after that we're dodging in and just give me sustain, and we try to hold the ground, bunker us, and finish this fight. So that means I'm gonna just pop the null field. On the way, I'm using the shield, popping my skills here, and after that, when we reach the point, I'm going this. And that means I'm using the distortion from my squad and also popping the eye around me. So if you hold the ground, the eye is removing the boons from the enemy. How it's turning. So that's how it is, and that's totally crazy. This is the thing of that why this build, and you will be seeing this build a lot when you come on my live, not alive, on my live streams, live YouTube stuff. You will see this build because I'm playing the Troubadour a lot. I think my mind is still Revenant, but I'm playing this a lot, and I'm commanding a lot, so you see it. So what you can swap, I already said you that you can swap these weapons and that weapons and whatever around that corner, but you can swap the null field because the cooldown is pretty big. The really good stuff on the null field is that you actually help the pulse. So that means if the enemy is like somewhere on the triangle, wait now, stop. I'm not going forward and say you the tips before I'm finishing my swaps on the bars. So on the right bar, you can swap this because it's getting really decent. Where is it? Where is it? Nope. This is really decent choice. Even it's bigger on the terms of cooldown. It's really OP because every time you're popping everything here, yeah, you know that's the CD, right? That's the CDs. But if you pop this, boom, you got this ready. Yeah, it's not reducing the cooldown of the crescendo, but whatever. It's reducing and giving you another plethora of the cleansing, boon stripping, healing, and supporting. So this is why this skill is good, and also it's gonna give you nodes. So if you read it closely, you see that it creates a clone every few seconds, but you must be in a combat. So that means clones are nodes. So every time you got 3 nodes, the skills from the F1 to F4 are more powerful, right? So that's it. This is you can choose also. Any other stuff is actually more like experimentary, not functionally. Okay, so this is the 2 choices you can do. I'm going back for the null field. Yes, if you got really good primary support in your squad, you can remove this, but you're gonna remove not stability and protection, but super speed. Remember that. So you also need to be paired with something that provides tons of super speed, because the meta is fast right now, in and out, and also so range in and out, and also simple as that. So you can go like this, and in the situation you are providing these 2 glamorous skills. I actually, every time you, not every time, but I'm saying that's my personal preference on that. If you're using more than the 2 of the same category in any specs in Guild Wars 2, you should be using something that's gonna boost them, because it's gonna help you or reduce the cooldowns and stuff. And in this case, it's Temporal Enchanter it's gonna like giving super speed and resistance on the top of that. Okay, so that means if you need to save, somebody is dying here, you're gonna move this and have it. If you need to like move somebody, you're gonna also give the super speed, right? So it's gonna adding something on the top of that. So that's actually also the tip, but let's stay like it be, but this can be swapped. Okay, so for now, how to like play it. A lot of Mesmers seems for me forgot how the Mesmer should be played in the terms of like pulling. I don't see many Mesmers, many Troubadours, many like any kind of whatever you're gonna call elite specs to do this in World vs. War anymore. Back in the days, there was like the most of the fights was about how good your sustain is and how good your pulls and CC is, because that was what was winning the fight, right? So if you need to pull somewhere and your commander not like going for the well calls and stuff, just say pull the corner, you can place this immediately for and again, and you're gonna pull the enemies here so you can spike them from the eventually really safe space, kill them and move forward. When the melees come, you just going back to shield, you can use whatever, you can go enemies moving like this, you pop the shield, dodge, F1, F2, F3, you're cleansing, healing, okay, you need more sustain, and let's give us bunker, so I will go like this, boom. And you got this, and also, again, the eye around you, that's gonna help you with the strips, and also the tail, it's still giving you and your sub squad 1.5 seconds of immunity on DPS and condition. So that's crazy. So when you're going in the melee, where you know that's a lot of fields and stuff, you should be popping this. It's gonna help you. And other that, the playstyle of the Troubadour and this build, it's same like normal. So that means you still need to use your F1, you need to use your F2, F3, F4. But right now, F4 and R are mostly your healing. F1 is decent healing. It's like 1,400, but it's still more than enough. If you I'm saying it again, if you need more healing because it's not enough for your sub squad, you can roll this out, this weapon choice, and go like, I don't know, best is the rifle right now, okay, so you can go rifle. Or if you need more cleansing, you can still take another mantra, because the mantras are right now synergizing with the old trails here, the restorative mantras. Everything is about to read that. So if you read the skills, what I'm actually showing you, and just give you a quick guide, because it's like 22 minutes, so that's a quick guide how to do this and that. It's going to be working, it's going to be crazy good, it's going to be fun. But like I'm saying right now, and how I see it past the few months, this build is OP right now. Nothing is so much fun in my eyes and so much illegal, how one of our guys said, in the terms of like stripping, cleansing, healing, and providing support in one package. This is the Troubadour. Okay, guys, that's all for me. See ya at the next video.